Good morning, and I hope you've been well, and this is part 72 of the Pokemon Rejuvenation V13.5 Let's Play. Set mode, no items, so yeah. So let's go on ahead and check out the Giratina that clearly stepped on a Lego piece. Oh man, you must have stepped on a really crappy one. Because like it seems like bits of the wing are kind of like broken off. And then the second wing is missing. Well, it might be under its like backside area. I'm not sure, honestly. But either way, it's definitely not in good shape, and I don't think I want to meet the person or thing that did this to Giratina since, well, I think most probably know, but Giratina is certainly not a weak Pokemon, so I wonder who or what did that. Anyways, well, there's your evidence. Guess I deserve that one for being a little too arrogant with my comeback. I concede. Still, this is only one of the Giratina you've mentioned. There were more, I think. Right, if I'm not mistaken, there was 5 that pushed us in to this area. And that's something that I think we'll probably find out in the future. Why was there 5? Maybe because of its move, ability, or something else entirely. I don't know. But anyways, either way, you two did a real number on this one. It's beat up pretty badly, knocked right out. Huh? That doesn't make any sense. Alon and I weren't able to even get in and attack before we were knocked out. The damage is quite clear if you just take a look. I mean, to be fair, yeah, there's damage on Giratina. That Lego piece definitely ruined its day, but that doesn't equate to us being the ones that dealt the damage. I certainly didn't lay out some Legos, you know, in the middle of the forest. I don't think Flora did either. The damage is quite clear if you just take a look. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's as clear as day, but if Alon and I didn't do this, then who did? Well, personally, I'd rather not find out. I'll join you on that one. I don't think I want to meet the person or thing that did that. We should formulate an escape plan and route immediately. I agree. In that case, I suggest we split up and search the area. I saw an opening leading to another room while in the small prison of mine. I'll take the time to investigate that area of the cave. Stop. You don't get to make the decisions alone. We all need to agree on it. What's the issue? You just seem a little eager to run off alone is all. Pardon me for finding that just a little bit suspicious. Working alone is what I'm best at. That's all this is. No more bickering. We're going to settle this in a civil manner. There seems to be a door up those stairs. And to the left there's a corridor Flora mentioned. There's 4 of us. We could split into 2 teams. Or teams of 2, sorry. What do we say to that? I'd rather you stay here and not touch anything, really. Let's get an unbiased vote. Alon, you decide what happens from here, okay? Okay, good, so decide. Go with Flora, stay with Florin and Aaron. That's interesting because back then it was a little bit different on the old version. You could choose to either go with Flora, Florin, or Aaron, but with this one they change it. It's either you allow Flora to be alone, or you stay with Florin and Aaron. Very interesting how they decided to change that. Normally on the old one, I would always go with Aaron because Aaron is easily one of my favorite Pokemon Rejuvenation characters. I don't know if I could say she is my favorite, but that's difficult. Probably top 5, maybe. One day, I brought it up before on older episodes. I really want to do a tier list maker video of the Rejuvenation characters. However, I did get a few comments saying I should finish up V13.5 and then do that video, so that's the plan for the time being. Well, actually, I should probably check the friendship points. Does this add or subtract points? Let's take a peek here. What are we, chapter 10? Alright, let's take a look here. Let's see, it's true, she's lying. If you had chosen to go with Flora, then enter the side room with Flora and keep pushing. I'm so sorry. +3 Flora. Oh, interesting, so... Oh, that's difficult, then. Well, Because, like, it goes into, whatchamacallit. Things that I don't want to say right now. If you had chosen to go with Flora, then enter the side room with Flora and keep pushing. I'm so sorry, +30 Flora. So there's no points with Flora or Aaron. Let me look at this real quick. Sorry, I'm just reading the... Okay, I just want to make sure. It'd be cool to go with Flora, honestly, because the only time that I technically did that was with, I think the Renegade route, actually. But I think I want to stick with Flora and Aaron. Alright. Glad we've come to the same conclusion, Alon. I'll be off then. I don't like how she just wants to be alone during a time like this. Flora's always been like this. Like she said, she always worked alone. Oh, I heard multiple times. It's still not a good look. But the decision has been made and we need to move on. Let's check out the doorway Flora mentioned. Right. Alrighty then. Oh, what? That's interesting. I wonder what happens if I just go over here anyways. Oh, okay. Well, that answered that question. So what is this? The gem is brimming with light. Okay. Oh, right. The dark light mirrors. I wonder if that's still a thing within this game. I guess we'll find out. But I gotta say, so far, I like the room. And that's something too. Like, I like how already you jump into this, they add a lot more of an atmosphere with Bladestar. Because back then, with the older versions, like, yeah, Bladestar was there, but with this one, there's much, much more to it. I really appreciate that there's more of a presence with that team, honestly. I will say, though, it's kind of tricky. Like, I like how this is playing out so far, and I know technically we haven't completed it, so I don't want to give my full opinion. I love this, but I kind of miss the simple tone of, like, the older version as well. And to be fair, maybe I played that one... Well, not maybe. I have played that one so many times that I'm so used to that one. But I really like this one too. But before I give a full-on opinion, let's finish this area and then I'll talk about my feelings on all of that. Because it's something I said before. I do want to, like, you know, like compare and talk about my feelings about the old one and the new one. Just something to talk about. Looks like some sort of office, more like some diabolical science fiction laboratory. This place is here for some seemingly sinister reason. Let's snoop around and see what we can rummage. Maybe we can find a reason to why we look so strange down here. Sounds like a plan. Real quick. Curious that whoever owned this place left these boxes down here. One would assume that the contents inside weren't important if they were left here to collect dust, but my intuition senses that this place is rife with negligence, however you say that word. You know what they say. I'm not even gonna try saying that. Or whatever. What's mine is mine and what is yours is free range. Alright, let's see what we have here. Oh, would you look at that? My intuition was correct. The documents belong to an organization known as Bladestar. Alon, do you know what Bladestar is? I do. So you do know that finding these documents here is real interesting. Oh, well. I didn't realize talking to Aaron would start this. I would have talked to Florin as well. Well, let me play it out to see what happens. Considering what Alon and I found above ground, I guess it's not too surprising that this place belongs to Bladestar. Bladestar is infamous for having an unknown leader. Maybe we can find something in here with details of that. Learning something like that may prove fatal to us. We're delving into things we shouldn't poke our heads in and all of that. Curiosity killed the cat. I will say, I do like how they kept that line in there, because like back then, she kind of said the same thing on the older version, so I'm glad that they kept that within here. But the sweet, sweet satisfaction brought it right back to life. Take a look at this incredible find. Is that a disc? Sure is, and there is an interface right there. It was right on top of that file, just like it was placed there so intentionally. Who wants to place their bets on what this thing is going to reveal to us? You have no fear nor shame, do you? Well, before I do this, I kind of wanted to see what Florin had to say. Let me go back, actually. Alright, sorry about that. Before we actually get into that, I do want to explore just in case if you're, like, not able to look around anymore. Let me take a peek here. I don't think there'd be anything on the bookshelves, but sometimes Jane and the devs like to add little hidden things. Let's see. Doesn't seem to be the case. Alright, what do you say? These books are about Pokemon experiments. This passage is talking about something called shard spectrocompression. I was pretty good at school, but I haven't heard a word like that before. Okay then. I guess it wasn't super important, but it is nice to know a little bit on that then. Let me kind of... Let's see, I do... Here we go. You have no fear nor shame, do you? Hey, all's fair in the pursuit of knowledge. Now let's see what we got. Oh wow. That's interesting. I wonder who that is. Archive 325, day 1052. That man. Father. Oh. My name is William Gravelia. I think that's how you pronounce his name. See, but honestly, that's super cool. Because, like, back then, with Flora, well, technically, you kind of already know Flora is a part of Bladestar because of the uniform and all of that. And if you've done some of the quests within Terrajuma, you kind of already know that. So that's not really spoiler stuff. But this here, that is cool. Because on the old versions, there was a small amount of mentions with him, but there was barely anything at all. But with this one, they actually add more with him. on this version. I said it before, I've been loving this arc so much, man, and it just keeps getting better. I love it. I like how they're adding, like, more to certain things and whatnot. My name is William Gravelia. This is my last day in the offices of Bladestar, and so I leave this archive behind as proof of my involvement. Perhaps involvement is a bit of an understatement. Bladestar is an organization that I myself have founded on the basis of rebellion. No way. The council at Grand Dream City have become compliant, or not compliant, complacent, sorry, with their own corruption, under the table deals and businesses that further expand their status and wealth, while the people below are pushed even further through any means necessary. Violence, destruction. I can't. Society will reform into what it was always meant to be. I can't listen anymore. We can turn it off. You don't have to subject yourself to this. Oh. But I want to know. Do you lose points if I say the push forward with that? Let me see. I don't see anything that... I don't see anything that says minus points for that. You know, if it does, we'll redo it, but I want to know the truth. But as for what I mean by my last day in office, it seems as though my days have been numbered. An accepted conclusion. I've already chosen my successor. I've hidden them quite well. You will never find them. And to you, Cassandra, I hope this was all worth it for you. Cassandra. That's the name of Grand Dream City's mayor. I wonder how long ago this video message was recorded. It had to have been nearly a decade ago. That's how long it's been since both my mother and father died, which means that his successor was chosen at the same time. Ooh, interesting. Okay. I like how it all like fades to black a little bit though. Tell Floor everything, stay silent. You know what I bet? I bet if you stop the video, not continue it, this pop-up probably doesn't appear. I'm curious. Well, yeah, I'm curious. Let's see. Alright, sorry for the pause there. Let's say turn off the video. Got it. Well, that was rough. Yeah, no kidding. I can't tell this is a lot for you. Sorry, I can tell that this is a lot for you. We should leave the room. Yeah. Right, okay, so it doesn't do that whole thing. Okay. You know, either way, he needs to know. I don't know. I mean, I can check the friendship points again, but like, I feel like he needs to know. I've always just, even like just personal, I don't like, you know, waiting for like an infection to get worse and worse. You know, rip off the band-aid, get it done and over with, you know. Yeah. Let me see. I honestly, it's kind of tricky to tell. I don't, I think you're okay with doing that. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm back now. Um, yeah, push him to the truth. So, I didn't see any minus notifications above his head, so I don't think you lose points on this one. Yes, I do want to tell Florin everything. No, it can't be. Flora is Bladestar's leader, and she was the one who blew up the Grand Bridge. My sister is a lot of things, but she isn't a terrorist. If Alon saw Flora interacting with Bladestar grunts, then suddenly all the pieces come together. It's the only logical conclusion from the provided evidence. There was actually something Flora did that bothered me. While I was explaining how to force the door open, Flora did it perfectly on the first try as if she knew how, and she wanted to go off and investigate the cave alone, because she's already been here and knew what she needed to do to escape, possibly without us. The truth always hurts, but if there was any time for the truth, it would be now. That's the one of the many things that like really makes me like love Aaron as like a character, and easily one of my favorite characters within the game. I've always been like a person that it sucks, it hurts, but rip the band-aid off, get it done and over with. It's gonna suck, it's gonna be unpleasant, it's gonna be rough, but I would rather say it now than wait for it to fester more and more and get worse and worse and worse. He needed to know that. I don't know. It's rough, it's not easy, but plus, to be fair, it's also like with me, I would rather somebody like tell me something bad now than later too. It's not me telling something bad to somebody. It's not only that, but it's both sides of the coin. Like, I would rather somebody tell me that immediately instead of waiting. If that even made any sense there. Here she comes. Florin, I've discovered harrowing details. We need to talk. We found stuff too, concerning stuff. A recording, in fact, of our father. Our father admitting that he's the head of Bladestar. Then it seems we both found the same thing. This makes things easier then. I'm not finished yet. In the video, he said that he promoted a successor right before his last day in office, and we are all certain that it must be you. Me? Father died nearly a decade ago now. I would have been a teen at that time. Are you even hearing yourself? We know exactly what you're saying. Unfortunately for you, we have a witness. What do you mean, a witness? What the hell are you talking about? Alon said they saw you interacting with Bladestar grunts. It was you and your henchman that blew up the Grand Bridge. So, it's a stranger's word against your own sister, Florin. But Alon and I found you in a Bladestar compound just recently. Not only that, but you knew just what to do when I was explaining how to get out of that tube. Additionally, you were extremely adamant on going off alone to wherever you went. All of this ties back to you in a not so great way, Miss Broccoli. You two are jumping to conclusions based off of meaningless conjectures. It's not meaningless, the evidence is sound. Maybe we should rethink. Nah, man, I say it's sound. I think it makes perfect sense to me. But let me look at the points here. Let me take a look. If you had chosen to expose Flora, it's not meaningless. The evidence is sound. Yeah, the evidence is sound. +2 Aaron plus Florin. It's not meaningless is -4 Flora, +2 Florin. Maybe we should rethink is -3 Aaron. The evidence is sound. How is any of this sound? Either way, our minds are made up. So let's say all of this is true. What now? What are you three prepared to do about it? I don't want to do anything. You're my sister, but you have crimes you must pay for, such as? Let's start with the demolition of the Grand Bridge for starters. I won't apologize for that, so you admit to it then. There's no point denying it. You've all already made up your minds. Beating a dead horse is something I'm not good at, truthfully. I don't have the patience for it either. Never did. That being said, it's unfortunate that you came to this conclusion this quick. The least you could have done was play along and let me save you all first, but you just couldn't hold your tongues. Flora flashed a mysterious object towards the pillar. The cave just changed. Hey, what are you doing? There's something you should know about our current forms. It's a direct side effect of the pressure that exists within the cave's layers. Our appearances are reflections of our souls. It is visible and corporeal, however you say that. So that's interesting. So that's really interesting because then, yeah, okay, it makes sense. Florin is an angel because, well, he's a really good individual. Aaron as, a demon or the devil. I don't want to get into specifics on that, but down the line it'll make sense. Alon as a mobster, or like a mob guy or whatever you want to call it. Well, no, I get it, but that's... Yeah, I'll just say I get it. I understand why Alon is that, but I'll keep it at that for now. And Flora, though, I can't tell what she is. Like, she kind of just looks the same, kind of, but the uniform that she has on, I can't tell what she is. I don't know. If you're badly hurt or killed in this state, I'd imagine you'd suffer a fate far worse than death. No one move. There's a reason why this lab was constructed in this cave. Without knowing the cave's secret, you'll never find this place. Without knowing the cave's secret, you'll never escape either. And as such, I think I'll let you guys stay here for a little while. And how long would a little while be by chance? Just until my anonymity is no longer required. So, a month or two, give or take. What about the Giratina? We're going to be torn apart. That's quite unlikely with Alon at your side. Besides, I'm no monster. I would never leave you in a situation so grave. Reinforcements will arrive at various times to check in and make sure you're still breathing. Until then, don't touch anything and be good guest. It is interesting that she did kind of like call it out. Like, yeah, the Giratina is not going to be a problem. You guys have Alon. Don't worry about it. 1 hour later. Hey there. You doing alright? Alright. You're still recovering. Oh. Hey Aaron. Hey Florin. Doing alright, buddy? Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't know, man. Like, it just sucks. It really does. Cause, like, imagine, like growing up with like a sibling or like a family member, and then down the line you learn that they did some absolute just evil and terrible thing. Sucks. It just plain and simply just sucks. You gonna mope around forever, Florin? My friend Talon has been warning me about Flora for years, but I always had faith in my sister no matter what she did. What she did to us at Tyluric Temple should have been a major red flag. No, it was a major red flag. I just chose to ignore it, and this is the consequence of that. I mean, it's just one of those things, like, you can't blame yourself for that, though. Like, I mean, to be fair, yeah, you can, and you are going to. Most people, and maybe not as drastic as this situation, but let's say something lower than this, but somewhat on a similar playing field. It's a normal thing to be like, I was so stupid, I should have known, and this and that. And it's one of those things, how do I want to word it? For a lot of people, I'm not going to say to don't blame yourself, even though I kind of did a few moments ago, but let me reword my words. I'm not going to tell you to not blame yourself, because you're going to kind of do it anyways, but you really just shouldn't blame yourself. I worded that whole thing entirely weird. Don't blame yourself. I know you're going to anyways, but you really shouldn't, is what I'm trying to say pretty much. Like, I get why Florin is like, I was such an idiot. There were so many red flags. The Tyluric Temple, the other situations with me and Talent. Why didn't I listen to him? And of course, the reason you didn't listen is you had faith. You were hoping that she was just being Flora. Nothing more than that, and not some, terrorist, pretty much. You were hoping for that. You were thinking it has to be something else, but unfortunately, you learned the truth. And it sucks. I wish it wasn't that way for him. And for many others that might be in a similar spot, but things just happen. And it just is what it is. But I am a firm believer that it's best that you know it now than later. You finally know what's going on. You know what it really is. And go about it in the way that's right for you moving forward. She's your family. It's illogical, yes, but it's still understandable. You should have known. Nah, Aaron's right. Of course I'm right. That's besides the point, though. Well, real quick, let me check out the points here. Aaron's right, +2 Flora and +2 Aaron. You should have known, -2 Flora. Okay. That's besides the point, though. Still, I appreciate the words, I really do. I can't pretend to understand too much, though. I wouldn't really say I have family or friends for the matter. I thought you said you were looking for a friend. Oh, her? Yeah, I guess she is one, a recent friend, but one nonetheless. Could you tell us a little bit about her? It's not really any of my business to describe her in great detail, but her name is Alita. Huh, you know a girl named Alita. By chance, is she always hanging around an old lady she calls the eldest? Wow, small world. See, now that's cool too, because I don't think back then there was a whole interaction with you and Aaron talking about Alita within the cave here. That's cool. I like that little addition there. She's a bit of a hot-headed and stubborn cow, but she's entertaining to have around. Awful temper, though. Alright, I've had my fun being down here. You two are great and all, really, but I have no intention to staying down here for months. How are we going to escape? Flora said that unless we figure out the secret of the cave, we can't. But we've already confirmed that this place is crawling with information. Not to mention, there's an entire corridor we haven't even checked for ourselves. It must have something to do with how the cave's appearance changed. Flora flashed something in front of the pillar before the cave changed. I'm willing to bet that whatever that item was is the key. We have to find out what it was. So come on, you two. I'd rather die a painful death than let Flora win. But it's all hopeless. Even if we find... Oh. Did he, fly above her, or did she, drag him over? I missed that. Even if we find out what that thing was, how do we know it'll work? I think he flew over there, actually. I just don't know what to do. Oh, there we go. Slow down there, Gabriel. We need you in the land of the living. Oh, thanks. But you're right, I can't die yet. We gotta get on out of here. Let's go. Oh, Can I talk to them? Flora, she'll pay for what she did to us. She deserves a kick in the face for sure. But your intent feels violent. Let's drop it down a notch. I have no interest in waiting for Flora to check in on us in months to come. Truthfully, I'd rather die down here alone. That's dark. To think getting lost in the woods ended me up like this. Alita's got a lot of nerve. She's gonna owe me so much tiramisu when we get back. Is there any other... Thank you guys for talking some sense into me. I was just about to give up. Sometimes all we need is a slap in the face to get back in gear. Just don't fly away like before, okay? Real quick, if I... Okay, so even talking to Aaron, it's still the same. And is there any... Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, it's the same one. We already searched this room thoroughly. We should check the other corridor. We didn't look. I just wanted to see if anything new may happen. Okay. Let's head on over. And again, this will be like new territory for me, so do bear with me as I explore a little bit. You know, the area, it kind of reminds me of, well, I won't say the name of that area just yet. Oh, what's this? We have like a disco party in here? Like, what is this? I guess that's a later thing. Let me see if, okay. I guess we'll come back to that room later. Is that something on the wall? I think that's just a part of the rock there. Okay. Is there any... I think already... Right, nothing there. Alright, let's go over here then. Well, this is new. This must be where Flora ran off to. Okay, everyone look for anything suspicious. I'll check the bookcases and documents on the tables. I'll look through the office here. Let's move, guys. Alrighty. Oh, so, okay. It's going to be a very similar puzzle from the old one. Maybe not exactly the same. It's definitely different. But probably similar. Oh, there's a lot in here. Okay. Along the books in these shelves are talking total nonsense. All these things about the mirror worlds and using something called dark light mirror to transport between the two. But everything also adds up to what we saw Flora do. I guess the item she used to change the cave was something called a dark light mirror. How in the world do we make that? Okay. Plasma, water, electricity. Before I read the notes. Hey Alon, check this out. The book on the shelf are explaining the reasons why the cave shifts. If it's a similar phenomenon to Valor Mountain, it says, I'm not privy to Valor Mountain's workings, but the books insist that two versions of this cave exist at once. A parallel universe, or rather a dimension, that only holds the cave. No idea what it's about. Can change too. Oh, I see. I guess that explains that. But it says it's different in a way that the other side of the cave is sort of like a mirror world. Sort of like a mirror world. That I'm gonna make a note on. Rejuvenation, mirror, world. I'm gonna play with my mind later on and think about that with some story stuff and trying to connect the dots with this game. Okay, two halves of the same coin but solely separate at the same time. Excess energy of pressure tore the two caves into two worlds. This is pure science fiction, yet we saw it in action ourselves. However, couldn't it be possible that the rocks themselves are changing? What happens when we leave this cave from the mirror world? Is the world out there even ours still? Alright, I'm delving way into the topic, surrounded by science fiction and pseudoscience. I'll just keep looking. You do that, Aaron. So I assume I can grab this. Right. How to craft a dark like mirror. Step 1. Place the black ore into the small isolated device. Small... like this one? Oh, this one. Press up key to change the direction of the arrow. Oh. I didn't realize it would actually, like, start the thing. I don't think I'm doing this right. Yeah, because there's a lot of notes. Okay. Yeah, let's reset it. Yeah, okay, let's do that. So before I guess we can grab that. Place it in the mirror. That's step 1. Spread the ore in a great big pit of fire. Okay, so we want... let's do this. So, whatchamacallit, place in ore. So the first one's gonna be fire, so this one here. What's the step? Oh wait, that's step 5. Where's step 3? Probably in here. Nope. Okay, we're gonna want to zap it, so... I don't know why I put the word zap, but I'll understand it. Okay. With plasma. Plasma's the, like, the eyeball looking thing, right? Let me take a look over here. Right? Plasma, water, okay. So then the 5th step is for exactly 15 seconds. Okay. I will say this one seems a lot more easier than the original one. Because the original one, honestly, I when I went through the game, I just looked up the guide for that thing. Because, like, what is it? I think I saved the entire thing on my phone, because, like, there were a ton of, like, these blue, yellow, red, purple, gold buttons that you had to, like, go up and down and press. Like, once, like, you, like, knew it and had it, like, written down, like, it's not too bad, but for first-time players, it was pretty tricky. Or maybe I'm just misremembering. Oh, wait, I pressed the... I didn't do it quick enough. Well, let me just speed this up. Let me try that again. So it seems I gotta be more quick on... Okay, fire. Okay. Electricity. Plasma. And then exactly 15 seconds. Okay. Do I grab it from here or... I think here. Okay, so it is here. It's not that one there. Okay. Third tries the charm. Or maybe fourth or fifth. I don't remember. Okay. Fire. Plasma. Okay. Why is it... Oh. What is it doing? What? Why did it do that? I guess we'll go with this one. I don't know why it does that. Oh, there we go. I think I was pressing like the speed up button and it went to like 2 something minutes or whatever. That's okay. We got it either way. We're getting out. I will say, I do appreciate with this version that they did make this puzzle a lot more easier to actually do. Because like I feel like for like new players on that old one, it probably would have been very tricky for some of them. I know for me, it definitely was pretty tedious to do. So this is Dark Like Mirror, huh? For being a mirror, it's pretty bad at its job. You can't even see your reflection in this thing. Are we sure we made the right object? It's the only thing we could find info on in here. The scraps of paper we needed to make the thing were scattered around. Flora was probably using them as references. I suppose so. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I found something pretty important. It has to do with why we look like this. Oh? So this lab was used to experiment on Pokemon. When a living being falls into a dark like cave at high velocity, the pressure from the immense amount of energy within this place alters their appearance. There were notes on how they lured wild Pokemon into their compound and then pushed them down the hole in the ground. Their bodies would get warped in a bright light of energy and then change. Is it because this cave is made up of black shards? That's part of it, but the books I read detail that it has to do with the fact that there are 2 dark-like caves coexisting. When you fall into the caves, which one do you fall into? Maybe the world gets confused and it doesn't know where to put you. So you get yanked back and forth between dimensions and it warps your appearance. That doesn't sound pleasant. It gets worse. So you know how divers have to do... I cannot read today. So you know how divers have to decompress before they make it back to the surface. Otherwise, the mass amounts of pressure would tear them apart. We're sort of in the same situation. The way we are now cannot exist in the world above. If we leave the cave without decompressing, our bodies won't know what to do. The immense amount of energy will become unstable and scramble. We become scrambled eggs. Let me look at the points real quick. Let's see. I don't see anything much about that, so yeah, why not? So we become scrambled eggs. I mean, basically, we'd probably look like scrambled eggs when the process is done. Oh, and I don't think it has to be said, but it's fatal. So then, are we stuck here? Of course not. Flora has the intention of leaving this cave and she knows about our change in appearance. Wherever she's going must have something that can decompress us. So let's catch her before she gets away. I don't want to have to learn that technical side of decompression. Right. Sounds like a plan. So, is there anything else in here for us? I guess not. Alrighty then. That is an interesting concept though. It's something I gotta think about a little more. Oh. Darn, Giratina is awake. I was hoping we'd be able to slip by it without it noticing. We have no choice but to confront it now. Be ready, guys. Look, Giratina, we've had our differences. We've had our moments. We could be friends. We don't have to do this. You know, Erin is kind of similar. You know, she's a devil, a demon. In this form, you're the ruler of the distortion world. Kind of similar to hell. Kinda not really. Please? We don't have to do this. Just like we thought, Giratina's awake. And it's... Oh. Squished. What in the world happened to it? The same thing that happened to all of us. Hold up. No, 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 no. That little thing on its head. If I am right on what that is such a cool detail. I think. I think. I think I'm right on that. I guess slight. Do I want to do a slight spoiler? Yeah, why not? If you want to go to the comment section, skip on ahead. Spoiler warning here, because I kind of want to. Alright, spoiler here. You've been warned. Go to the comments if you don't want to listen. So, if you've done the badge door like event thing, there's like 9 of them total. After that, there's a lock room within the Lost Castle. I think you have to get into Narcissus' hauntings in order to get all of that said and done, but there's a little cutscene that you're able to get once you go through all like the doors pretty much. And there's a cutscene with Spacia, Tempa, and Griseldia is how I'm gonna pronounce her name. I think one of the original like older rulers of Avium before the Calamity. Now she's see here's the thing that's tricky. I almost want to say technically she is from Old Earth, but I would assume most likely she is one of the volunteers, similar to Spacia and Tempa. I would safely assume that they had to have been volunteers because during the live stream, there's what I think there's like a typo. It says 17 within the game, but technically there's actually 18 for all the typings. And it's something that I brought up before. I believe all of them represent like the different like legendary Pokemon, like Groudon, ground for land, Kyogre water for the ocean, Rayquaza, Dragonfly. I would say more so flying, for the sky and all of that. And you kind of get the point, Reshiram, fire, Zekrom, electric, ideals, truth. Those legends pretty much, create the foundation of rejuvenation itself. But going back to Griseldia, though, you see a little cutscene with her, and within the badge door quest or event thing, like you learn a little bit about, the events with Griseldia and how, she came to power and just wanted more. And then there came a point that Spacia and Tempa killed her. They poisoned her drink and she reverted back to Giratina. She was no longer a human. She couldn't stay within her human form. She went back to Giratina. And I think that little crown thing above her is very similar to the one that Griseldia was whatchamacallit. Sorry for the Discord notification there, but it's pretty similar to like what she was wearing at that time. And that's really unique because like it goes into like some interesting things too, because it's like it seems like you can be a person but then somehow revert back to a legend, but maybe not be able to revert back to human. Because like it seems like with like Yveltal and Indred, he can't really do that right now, or maybe he's just choosing not to. Same with Giratina here. I might be wrong on that whole thing, and I'm not sure on all of that, stuff there. But of course, Giratina is most certainly Griseldia. Now, even back then, before V13.5, like it's something that I speculated on quite a bit, and V13.5 pretty much verified it as Spacia and Tempa turning into Dialga and Palkia. Very cool little tease there, if that's what that is. If it's not, I'm being stupid. But if it is, very cool detail. That's enough of the spoilers there. Alrighty. Giratina fell from above and as a result, its form changed. Haven't you been listening? The book mentioned form changing, but nothing about Pokemon gaining an aura like we do. That's true. That is strange. See, oh my god. That is cool. That is cool. That goes into like the spoiler stuff that I said before. It's like it connects. It totally connects there. There's no reason otherwise that it doesn't. That is super cool. I like that a lot. Is it just me or does it look kind of paranoid about something? It's completely ignoring us. Hey, Garatina. Squished or not, this thing has a temper. Alon, just knock it out already. I'm sure you're a very angry legendary Pokemon, or what have you, but I can't help but notice you're in the same exact position as we are. I'm sure you understand you can't leave this state either, otherwise you would have already. I mean, what's stopping a big, bad legendary like Giratina from just zipping on out of here? I like how, it just like turns away like, I ain't listening to this. Maybe I can get out, but I'm not telling you. Let's raise the white flag and call a truce for a little while, yes? You can go on your generic rampage the moment we're all decompressed and free from this place. Glad you thought this through. You'll be a great asset to our team. He's not so bad when he's trying to claw our faces out. What's this thing's problems? See, oh, I love this game so much, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so cool because, like, again, it kind of sucks though because it's like I brought up, a thing from a commenter, and he's 100% right on that. For new players, it's like, what the hell is this? I don't get what you're saying or what's going on. But as somebody that's played it multiple times, it's like, you get it. That's so cool. That's so cool. It's a girl. She's not so bad when she's not trying to claw our faces out. Looks like Giratina is a lassie. Oh, of course she's a girl. A very gorgeous, gorgeous, and beautiful. Beautiful, gorgeous. Gorgeous, beautiful, and talented piece of art that definitely won't claw our faces off. Please. Please stay away from me. Why are you looking at me like that? I think you went a little too crazy with the compliments. Flattery is the best way to a gorgeous girl's heart, apparently. What? This is a good thing. Just roll with it for now. You're just saying that because you're not the one in this position. Sorry, I think all of Giratina's screaming messed up my hearing. I like how she just took a step closer. That's super weird and goofy at the same time. You're gonna have to express your disdain for Giratina very loudly so that she can hear it. I'm sure she'll appreciate the sentiment. Aaron. 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 Hey, welcome to the party. Please tell me you get the... That is so cool. Alright, welcome to the party. Do you say anything? That'd be cool if you could talk to the Giratina. That's so cool. I love that. It just like run arounds with you. Or she run arounds with you. Alrighty then. Let's take a look over here. So, since we have her with us, can you do anything about this thing? Oh, no. You know, that's kind of cool though. The red and kind of like the blue aura. That'd be kind of a cool shiny for Giratina. Looks pretty menacing. Alrighty. Oh, we're like an hour in the video. Okay. You know, since we have Giratina on the team then. Yeah, it's probably a good spot to end off today's episode, and then next episode we'll head on over that way and then continue on with the story, so yeah. But again, I have to really say it, honestly, oh, that's tricky, because it's like, on the old version, just bringing, well, we're not fully completed with this one yet, so I can't give a full opinion, but as much as I like the simple tone of the old version, I really like this one. It has improved a ton, because like there's just so much more details and more things said and done and more things that are like added to this like small little segment within this giant story. I love it. I love it so much. I don't know what else to say. I'm really enjoying it so far. I really, really am. But anyways, that'll be it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely do appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Good morning.